What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you come into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak on Michael Jordan's legacy and how LeBron, in my opinion, LeBron James never had really the opportunity. He never had a chance competing against Michael Jordan's legacy, right? Because of so many different things. Like, first of all, like Mike Court, in my opinion, Michael Jordan, it was like the perfect storm. Like you had the NBA was growing or like reaching its popularity, the peak of its popularity when Mike hit the league, or while Mike was in the league, and when he hit the league, I mean, it was just steady, it was growing fast, right? That's number one. So the NBA is growing. Then you have Nike. Nike was growing, you know what I mean? Like Nike was growing. And then you had Mike. So all three of these entities came together at the same time, and they just rode this wave of popularity. Um, I don't know if something like that will ever be able to be like to duplicate it. Like all of that it was just like the perfect storm, right? And Mike don't get Mike definitely did his part because like the way he played the game of basketball, he definitely did his part. Right. And so because Mike, in my opinion, because Mike really did his part and he played, he played the game the way the game should have been played. And all his peers and all his fans and the media, everybody appreciated that about Mike. And it just for LeBron James to be able to compete with that, I think it just would it just would have been difficult. Even I think even if had LeBron James did played the game the right way and made all of the right decisions, didn't make any mistakes or anything, it just would have been so hard. It's so hard really to overtake what Michael Jordan did because of it wasn't just about Michael Jordan. Like I said, it was about the NBA, it was about Nike, it was just about the times that we were living in that made what Michael Jordan did, just special, right? It was a perfect storm. And then you had a guy like Mike who just played out of his mind. So you gotta not only do LeBron James would have had to play out of his mind, not take no shortcuts, then he would have had to have other factors play in the way they played in for Mike, right? And so let me go. I just want to show you all the this video of Mike.
Thank you. The guy gave me an opportunity to perform at the highest level in terms of basketball, and the Bulls, the whole Bulls organization, they did a great justice for me and for all my teammates. Believe me, I had a lot of teammates over the 14 years that I played for the Bulls, and I respected each and every one of them. I just wanted to win.
All right, so you know what I mean? That's right there. When you see like the ovation that Mike got, from other great ball players, that just that just shows like the amount of respect that Mike had, the amount of people appreciated like what Mike did in the game of basketball. And that's not something you can't take a shortcut to that. You can't cherry pick and go from team to team and expect people to show you that kind of respect. You can't cherry pick, go from team to team and expect people to admire your game and appreciate your passion for the game like that. you know you, Basically you can't take no shortcuts when it comes to stuff like that, because everybody, all these guys know like what kind of sacrifice and what kind of effort it take to get to that point, and that that this every time Mike Jordan just come into the room, it's like that. Like people stop what they doing and and just marvel and look at Mike, and so I think LeBron James, in my opinion, I think he is he couldn't compete with that. Number one. Number two, I think LeBron James is probably a little bit jealous of that, of what Mike has as far as like how people admire Mike and how people appreciate Mike. Like he don't get that. James don't get that same reaction from people because LeBron James didn't put in that work. Michael Jordan earned all that. And I did a video. I remember what was the guy named Dame Lillard said that he didn't really know like the effects of Michael Jordan presence until he got to like it was the top 75 top 75 graded basketball players of all time. And he said when Michael Jordan walked in the room and he watched the response from other legends, Magic, Bird, Dominique, like he watching those guys and how those guys like and Barkley, how those guys, people that he look up to and how they how they admire and look up to Mike, man. He said he couldn't believe it, man. He just said it was like it was what like watching like like a god or something walking, like and he just said, wow, once he saw that, he just said, man, I just had a new appreciation for Michael Jordan, right? Because he never seen anything like that. And that's and LeBron was there at that function. And LeBron never get that type of response from people. I remember seeing and even at that same function, they introduced Michael Jordan, and the crowd just went wow. Everybody in the crowd just went wow at that function when they presented Michael Jordan, and then when they presented LeBron James, it was it was respectable, but it wasn't. It was just like what I just showed you all, like the video. I mean, Mike just is a rock star on a whole nother level. And I don't think even Kobe Bryant, like Kobe Bryant played, in my opinion, Kobe Bryant played out of his mind. And Kobe Bryant was the like he was the closest to Michael Jordan that I've seen, far as like uh on the court, like and his practice and how hard he went in the game and how he tried to dominate. Kobe was the closest thing to Michael Jordan. But Kobe still, is not up there with Mike. And Kobe gave it his all. Kobe gave it everything. And still, he still was not on that same level with Michael Jordan. And so I think in order for LeBron James to be on that level with Mike, LeBron would have had to have not taken no shortcuts. Probably he would have had to have stayed in Cleveland for his entire time and hope that organization would have been able to put the players around him that would have been able to help him win, consistently. Um, and I don't think that I don't think that Cleveland, that organization, I think they was kind of a dysfunctional organization. So, but I do think that when he got to Miami and knowing Miami, Pat Riley's track record of success around the league, I think had he stayed in Miami, I think that would have been the best thing for him. Like once he left Cleveland, people was initially pissed, but I think if he had stayed in Miami and Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra and all and that the people that organization, I think they would have made LeBron James. They would have been able to help LeBron James get several championships. But by LeBron James being the kind of player who wanted to do things his way, and wanted to, he wanted to run a show and wanted to have complete, control of the show. It wasn't going to work like that with Pat Riley. Pat Riley, old school coach, and he believes in he believes like hierarchy. Like, you had the player, the coach, general manager, and the owners. He don't believe in like, the players running the show and stuff like that. He will allow LeBron to have some input, but Pat Riley was definitely would have let it been known that he was that alpha. So once LeBron left Miami, it was just a wrap for us that being able to catch Mike. I never even really thought of LeBron James as probably like being in a GOAT conversation. Um, when 2016, I think he threw his hat in the ring, but I never really thought of LeBron James as no GOAT. I thought LeBron was good, but I never thought of him as a GOAT. I consider LeBron James like he is to basketball what Larry Holmes was to boxing, right? Larry Holmes was never in a conversation like with Muhammad Ali as being one of the greatest. He was a very good boxer, but Larry Holmes wasn't Ali. He was a good boxer, a very good boxer, but he wasn't Ali. So yeah, man, that's my take on it. LeBron James never really stood a chance of catching Mike. As far as legacy is concerned, you would have in order to catch Mike, you got to do everything perfect, and then on top of that, you need to hope some other things fall in line too, man. It's got to be a perfect storm, in my opinion. So, with that being said, man, y'all make sure to like and subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment, and I will check you all out in the next episode. Peace.